Hello, it's Dr. Christine Arseneau, PharmD, Functional Medicine Certified Health Coach. Wanted to talk about resiliency today, what it is, how it can help, how it's something that you develop if you have a chronic health condition. So, resiliency, the definition is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. And another definition is kind of like if you think of a spring or something, if you think of the actual physical, the ability to spring back into shape, especially after deformation caused by compressive stress. So I kind of like that definition because it's like taking something and distorting it, compressing it with stress, and then its ability to bounce back and take on its original form. And that's kind of what chronic disease does to us is it wears us down, stresses us out. It adds weight, whether it be from doctors, from friends, from family, people who don't understand you, people who tell you it's in your head. There's trauma and stress and all these things that go along with having a chronic condition, especially if it's something as controversial as Lyme disease, where a lot of practitioners don't even know about it or don't believe in it in its chronic form. So we really have to go through a lot in our healing journey, and not just our own internal journey, but how we show up in the world and how that affects everybody around us. And so being resilient, being able to bounce back is a really important part of healing. And to me, resiliency goes along with optimism, confidence, creativity. These are all things that can help you in the process of becoming more resilient. And if you are resilient, you're able to have a better outlook, use your creative mind, and have confidence in other areas of your life. So resilience is the ability to withstand adversity. And there can be psychological resilience, emotional resilience, physical resilience. It comes in various forms and shapes. And resilience has a lot to do with your stress response, your ability to activate and terminate your stress response. So if you react to stress quickly and efficiently and take care of it, and then your body goes back to the resting and the healing state, that's a more resilient way to handle than if you have a stress response that's going crazy, which can happen with chronic illness. So on a physiological level, we can have HPA axis dysfunction, and we can have, I had adrenal fatigue and just absolutely no energy. And so we don't necessarily have control over that completely. Chronic stress, chronic illness kind of wears that down. But if we can get a hold of that and really control our stress response and get back to a state where we are able to efficiently manage our stress, that can have a profound impact on our healing. And a lot of times, our early life experiences can kind of go into the development of how we respond to stress as well. And so sometimes your journey might include having realization about childhood experiences. And for me, going to therapy and exploring my emotions and some unresolved limiting beliefs that I had from childhood, that was really important for me to develop that resilience and to continue to be able to heal and kind of bounce back from all the different things that happened to my body, especially on that emotional level, but also physically. Infections take a toll, and your hormones and different things get out of balance, and it takes time for your body itself to heal as well. And so growth mindset is one of the things that can really help with resiliency. And a fixed mindset is when you have certain beliefs that are limiting you and you don't think things can change. And a growth mindset is allowing new ideas to form and not having like specific constraints and barriers and beliefs that kind of keep you stuck in a box. And we don't realize that we're stuck in a box until we become aware of those beliefs and we realize, oh, those are just beliefs. Those are just thoughts. You are not your thoughts. So you can just observe thoughts as they come and you can let them go. And they don't have to be tied to your identity. And that can allow you to have a growth mindset and not be a prisoner to your thoughts and your beliefs. Once you become aware of them, you're able to just kind of release them. So that's one of the first steps I would say in becoming more resilient, is that release. Releasing things that no longer serve you. Also just releasing judgments of you and your current state of health and your chronic condition, and realizing, you have certain limitations and accepting those for the time being. So just releasing any judgment around how things should be and just accepting things as they are. You're continuing to grow and work on them, but just dropping the judgment and realizing that you're on your path and you're doing the best that you can, and that it's a process. And then as you're releasing things that no longer serve you, also reclaim the things that are most important. And I think when people get sick, they start to realize what's most important in life. Maybe it's, your family. There's certain values that will come to the top, eating clean organic food and breathing clean air and drinking clean water, the basics. Those things kind of come to the forefront, and you realize what you want to reclaim, what you want your life to be about, what you want to hold on to, what's valuable now, and where the things that you release that are no longer serving you, maybe some of those were your values, and now you're seeing that that's not important. That's not how you show up in the world. You don't need these things that other people told you that you needed. And then repair any immediate needs that you have, anything that you can fix, physically or, emotionally, spiritually, however that looks for you. Repair any, relationships that need repairing, that weren't just released. Because some relationships are so toxic that if you're healing, it's not even worth it to have that in your life at the moment, and you need to completely release. Other ones, could be repaired, and there could be healthy, supportive relationships that come from that. So repairing whatever in your life needs repairing at the moment, and, releasing those judgments of where you're at can really help. And then just recalibrating and realigning as you go, and figuring out what best is going to serve you and support you on this journey, and rejuvenating. So doing things that are going to nourish yourself. And so this is a good time to maybe add some routines in your life. Maybe it's a gratitude practice or meditation or mindfulness. And for me, just being mindful in the present moment, it doesn't even have to be sitting cross-legged and doing an official meditation for a certain amount of time, but just being in nature and looking around and just being instead of doing, and just observing and just listening to the birds and looking at all the green and the different trees, and just something so subtle as just taking a few minutes for yourself. That shift in mindfulness is so huge for resiliency, because no matter what is going on in the world, if you can just be, instead of being your thoughts, being in your head, thinking about the future and if you're going to get better and what's going to happen and all these anxious things, or being stuck in the past and worrying about things that happened there and how, just feeling like stuck in those emotions. None of that is really serving you for your healing. So we only have right now. The here and now is all that we have. So just being mindful, being in that present moment, it's so simple, but it's so profound, and it feels so different. And it might be hard to explain to other people, for other people to fully grasp until you actually feel it yourself. But there's such a huge difference in being versus doing, and not being in your head, just being in your body, just being fully present. This moment is all that we have. So no matter what's going on, no matter how crazy your health is and how overwhelming it all feels, if you can be here now, it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference, because this is all that we have, and you can enjoy the present moment no matter how difficult things are. And coming back to that and just reclaiming what you want out of your life. And respecting the routines that are working for you, and respecting what you need in your life to get fully well. And again, with no judgment. Your friends might not be doing coffee enemas. Your life might just look a little bit different, but just respecting what your body needs right now to heal. And it might not be forever, but giving yourself what you need without judgment and just really making yourself priority, self-love, that to me is what creates resiliency. That to me is what got me fully well, is loving myself first, taking care of myself first, and then everything else follows. I can't give to other people unless I give to myself first. And I couldn't fully heal until I realized that I'm the most important person in my life. And I have to take care of me. Otherwise, I am not able to take care of others. And then the last point is recreate. And that kind of puts everything together. Once you've released things no longer serving you and you've repaired things in your life and rejuvenated and recalibrated and are respecting your routines and what you need, at that point you have recreated a life. And at this point you might have new relationships, you might have formed supportive relationships, maybe you're part of a support group, but you're really living the life that you want to live, and you are feeling into those goals and manifesting. And so we are all creators of our reality. We're conscious creators. We make our surroundings. So our outside world is a reflection of our inside world. So if you can get to that inner peace inside, if you can see what you want and you can lean into it and you can feel it and you can see that healthy version of yourself and really feel into it and recreate that for yourself, that's going to give you the resiliency to heal. You are the creator of your life, and so it's a process for healing, and it's not easy, but the universal laws are pretty simple if you put them into effect and you know that you are actually in control of your surroundings. So it all starts with the inside work and being at peace with yourself and loving yourself and creating that resiliency so that you can bounce back and get to the life that you want, and that even when you're feeling at your lowest, at your sickest, you can still strive for that goal. You can still see that healthy version of you. And if you can see it and you can feel into it and you can analyze your life and, process things and release things no longer serving you and do the work and realize that there's nothing that's more important than you and your healing. If you can do that and you can get that inner peace, that is going to get you to that place where you can truly heal. That's going to shift you into the healing mindset. And so your mind is so powerful. Your brain is so powerful. If you can get to that growth mindset when it comes to healing and know that true healing is possible, that's really where it all starts. That's where the healing starts. And that's how you can be a resilient person and you can come back from this and you can have another life, even if it doesn't feel like it at this moment and you're not feeling like you're living the life that you want. This is the time to recreate. So go out there and recreate that life that you want. And thanks for tuning in. I would love to hear comments on how you were able to build some resiliency in your life or something that you had to overcome. I know you have all had to overcome a lot if you were dealing with Lyme disease and multiple other infections. So I would love to hear how you were able to overcome, and hope you have a wonderful day.